All right. I think, yeah, it says we're live. We're live.
What's up,
Noah,
Daddy?
how you doing? Oh shit. I,
I swear to
I should probably change that. I did that yesterday. Okay, so for everyone watching, yesterday I was setting up this stream for the first time. The first live stream you guys watched me do was very ad hoc. I kind of just turned on my webcam and talked for 3 hours. Noah and Noah and his team hooked me up with this StreamYard setup, so it looks all nice and pretty. We have our names and stuff. And I was testing it out, and when I started my test room, I just put myself as Daddy as a joke. I didn't realize it would come out like that. Let me edit it right now. But anyways, this is Noah Kagan. He can introduce himself, but Noah is a badass entrepreneur who I've actually known quite a lot about because he has been mentioned by one of my favorite people ever, Tim Ferriss, for his coffee challenge, which we'll talk about later on today. But Noah, tell us who you are, man.
All the people are excited about Daddy. I'm looking at the comments. They got some daddy issues. Daddy Benjamin. What is up, all you sexy people? Noah Kagan. I do have a YouTube channel, Noah Kagan. We'll give away an iPad to someone who subscribes. So leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We'll give away an iPad, I think, before the end of the day. Quick backstory. Grew up in the Bay Area, was in tech my whole life. I've been it's been cool. I thought about this recently. I got to meet Steve Jobs. I got to go to Bill Gates' house. I worked directly for Zuckerberg at Facebook. And then I created a company called Appsumo.com. It's the #1 marketplace for entrepreneurs. So if anyone out there is trying to start or grow a business, so it's about a $50 million company based in Austin, Texas.
Wow. So you met Steve Jobs?
Yeah, that was a pretty wild story. I worked at Intel in a cubicle. I think a lot of people have these like cubicle lives. And I hated my life. My life was all right, but I just like hated working there. And one day I was going to the parking lot and I saw a Mercedes SL500. And if you ever read about Steve Jobs' biography, he always talks about how he never bought license plates. He got new cars every 6 months because then you don't have to get a new license plate and people can't find him. And I saw him in the parking lot and I ran down there and I was like, my manager was, you leaving? Yeah. Okay, thank you. My manager's like manager was there. And I was like, yo, man, is that Steve Jobs? Like, yeah. I was like, are you going to get mad if I go up and talk to him? He's like, nah, go do it. So I just went up to Steve Jobs and I was like, hey, man, Noah Kagan, like I'm from Cupertino, San Jose. And I was like, I know all your stuff. I went to high school. He's like, oh, cool, man. Nice to meet you. I was like, cool. Nice to meet you. Thanks for everything you made. He's like, cool. Have a good day. And the guy at Intel was like, the guy he was talking to was kind of a dick. He was like, looked at me, talked like kind of mad at me. I was like, fuck it, Steve Jobs. I'm gonna say
Dude, I fucking love that's the perfect energy. I don't think I've really seen or met that many famous people. I mean, when I was in LA, you always see them, but I never really met many or like crazy celebrity status people like that. I mean, like YouTubers and stuff, but it doesn't feel as cool when they're a YouTuber for some reason. I don't know why. I guess
Yeah.
I
think in like 5 years though, you'll meet YouTubers and it'll be at the same level of fame. I think there's a kind of a different story though, which is who is famous that we're actually excited to meet. So for me, like the creators, like some of the YouTubers now are really exciting for me because I'm in that world. But like, the Bezos, to hang out with Bezos, like I've got to see him speak at Stanford. But like those are the kind of people I'm like, damn, that'd be crazy to meet these kind of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also like we were talking about a little bit before. I'm also like a huge tech nerd, so seeing you meet like Bill Gates or go to Bill Gates' house and then like meet Noah Kagan, like that's awesome.
Yeah, well, Bill Gates' house is pretty damn cool too. They wouldn't let you take photos, so you had to do 2 separate buses. They scan you. He has like a hangar, and it's the crazy thing about his house. It's like built into the mountain in Washington, so it's like built into a mountain. Like they literally excavated it. So a lot of times.
Wow, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So like Noah said, Noah is going to be generously giving away an iPad. iPad. Is it an iPad or?
Let's do iPad.
Yeah, he's going to be giving away an iPad. So make sure you subscribe to his channel. Make sure you subscribe to Base Zeus within the next week or the next few days or so. We'll post in the community tab. All you have to do is leave a comment on this live stream, and I'll post in the community tab announcing the winner. So make sure you leave a comment. Noah. So,
dude,
I wanted to talk about dating, which is what my audience loves the most. They come to me and Zeus because I'm Zeus's manager, of course. They come to me and Zeus because they want to know about dating. Tell us about your life. You're a successful guy. started a bunch of companies. Handsome, young, handsome, and wealthy. So tell us a little bit. I'm sure they're interested to know.
Let me ask, I'm going to talk about my dating. I'll tell you, like last week I flew in a Brazilian, like not model. I don't know if it's model, but like this is amazingly hot Brazilian woman, flew her in. But let me ask a question. Audience, you guys tell me, Benjamin's super good looking dude. How come all the dating advice guys are hot? You don't see any ugly dating advice guys. Like you don't see this like fat slob, like, it's like they're always like, I was like on your Instagram this morning. And I was like, you have all these model pictures.
Well, this is what I'll say. I'm only Zeus's manager, right? So I'm the backup. I'm like the backup dancer, you know. So Zeus is the one who's really giving out the bulk of the advice on the channel.
Have you seen this dating advice? There's dating advice. I don't know which book it was from, but it was you should always hang out with friends a little bit uglier than you. Right, because if you go out, like you want your boy to be like a little bit lower, right? Like if you got to have somebody either really short or really, I guess bald is in now. Like bald is good looking, but anyways, like if you're the backup, Zeus must be super hot.
Oh my God! Well, he has a nice big beard. He looks exactly like he does in the videos. So yeah, it's funny, but a lot of guys think that if you're really really good looking, that it automatically means you're good with girls. But as I'm sure you probably know, as a handsome man yourself,
thank you, man.
That a lot of times it can backfire because when you're good looking, the woman expects way more from you, and you have to be congruent with like the personality or the type. The archetype she has in her head. So if you're incongruent, like when you're good looking, then it can actually backfire and be a lot worse for you. And a lot of my other friends who are handsome or like big YouTubers and stuff have said the same exact thing.
Like incongruent in what way? Like their personality sucks, so they're just not interesting, or what is it about them?
Yeah, like if you're good looking and your personality sucks, or like you're not as confident as they think you should be. Because I know a lot of good looking guys who DM me on Instagram or send us messages here. And I'm like, dude, you're fucking hot. Like, how are you struggling to get girls? And 9 times out of 10, it's because their personality is congruent with their looks. Like they're not confident. They don't know. They don't have the game that most good looking guys have. So it actually backfires.
A lot of it, I mean, I think you give us a lot in your channel, which is great. And I'm happy to talk about my dating. So I broke up with my fiance last year. She was actually over this morning, which is a whole nother story. But a lot of it is like, if people are dating out there, it's like, what can we control? Right? Like what is in your level of control? So like, I can't control how tall I am. I can't control a lot of things, but it's like, I can't control, what I wear. I can control my personality. So it's been kind of interesting to revisit dating. Like now there's all these apps for dating. Now there's just like, I don't know. It's just like a different environment of how dating is. Like ghosting is like encouraged. Like, hey, I didn't reply to you. That's just kind of how it is. So it's been a interesting time to explore it. Honestly, I'm having a shit ton of fun with it. At first, I kind of treated it like a job. I was like, how do I turn my I love business and marketing and startups. That's what I've been doing my whole career. I was like, how could I make this dating stuff like a marketing funnel? So like I have like ads, or I bring these women in this funnel, and it felt like a work for a bit. Now I'm just like, I don't know. It's just a fun adventure. More than anything.
It's funny you talk about dating as a funnel because like we mentioned before, we have a few mutual acquaintances, and Jesse actually has an entire product dedicated to treating your online dating life like a marketing funnel, using the exact words funnel.
I think there's fun with that. I mean, I think with the dating stuff I've explored, I try to think about like, how can I win? Mm-hmm. How can I win? Because I think a lot of times if people are doing dating like the way everyone else is, it's really hard to get results unless you're like my friend calls them Chads.
Yeah.
Like unless you're a Chad, like you got the 6-pack Chad, you got the face Chad. Like that's really on these app shit, kind of like what you can do. So I've been trying to find other ways where like, what do I have that I can use, or what other games can I play that people aren't competing with me there? Because otherwise you're competing kind of fairly on a lot of these different apps.
Yeah, the Chads, they say you need the I think it's the 3 or the 4 6s. It's like 6 foot, 6 figures, 6-pack, and 6 inch.
That's good.
6 inch.
6 inch. Oh, geez,
I'm like 6 inch. Oh man, you had me at all of them until there, man. Fuck.
Well, so here's the thing that's weird. I'll tell you. So I am a multimillionaire, and I don't mean that bragging. I'm not trying to be like, I have all this money. But you hear all these people that are super rich. Or you see like some old dude with some young babe, and you're just like, where? I thought when you're rich, do the girls just like line up? And the answer is no.
Not even a little bit.
not even like a tiny. Well, it's not a piece, but it's wild, man. So it's And it's also, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. But I did wonder that, like, I think people think, hey, if I had all this money, I could get a better woman. I think maybe your standards might be higher, but it doesn't mean you can't get a great woman, whatever amount of money you have. That's been an interesting experience.
You know, man, when I was like 20 years old, broke in college, like the only money I had was like the little amount I got paid from like my marketing job at a startup. I lived in the tiniest, disgusting old college house with like a bunch of roommates I didn't even know. The room was so tiny that all I could fit in it was a full-size bed and a dresser. That was it. Like the lane to walk through was only as wide as I can go through. And I had absolutely no issues with dating. And I had no money, the tiniest, or like no setup. They say you need like looks, money, status, no money. And I was still doing exceptionally well.
Yeah. Huh.
And I know so many guys who they have money and they still have no idea. They still have like struggle, and they're like trying to like date women full time, and they still can't manage to pull it off. The thing is, man, like with money and fame, I learned this excessively well when I was in LA. With money and fame, a lot of times it may attract women, but 9 times out of 10, it attracts the wrong type of woman. It's like make money online ads, right? Or like make money online courses. I mean, some of them are okay, right? But it's like if someone is advertising to you like make money from your laptop right now, no skills, no hard costs, no work, like it just attracts the wrong people. It attracts people who probably shouldn't be starting businesses anyways. In the same way that money and status, if that's like enough to seal the deal, right? It attracts the wrong type of woman that's usually not a great romantic fit.
Well, Dame Blazarian had a line that my buddy was quoting. He's like, when I got rich, I got 10 times the amount of women. But when I got famous, I got 100 times the amount of women. Mm-hmm. And so I think what a lot of people, it's like, if you want to just sleep with a lot of women, that's fine. Honestly, that's not really my style. I'm kind of just looking more for like interesting people that I can hang out with and have a good time with, more than like, okay, you're the most hot person. Because I have noticed that people are really attractive. They don't have to try as hard. So in a lot of other aspects, like personality, not always the case, but personality, maybe sexually, like it's just not going to be as enjoyable.
Yeah, you don't get reward when you're hot. You don't get rewarded for having a great personality. It just doesn't matter, and that goes for men and women, right? So when you're really good looking, it doesn't matter if you have a great personality or you have strong character or strong values. So oftentimes looks alone are definitely not the greatest filter to filter romantic partners by, because I'm like you, man. I had my fun, but when it comes to specifically just trying to like hook up with a lot of girls, it gets so boring so fast. And it doesn't mean anything if you're if the woman you're spending you still have to spend time with the person, right? And if you're spending time with the person,
what are you talking about? Yeah, like after like the 3 minutes that you might have sex with someone, like it's the rest of the time that matters.
Yeah, and you have to spend time with them before and after,
Well, the one thing that's tripped me out recently, and I'm curious for the comments, like everyone in the comments, there's a lot of dudes here. I'm curious how old everyone is, and is everyone like single? Is everyone trying to date? Or where's everyone at with that?
Yeah, let's put it in the chat.
But like one of my friends, he's been dating like really, to me, impressive women, like venture capitalists at the top companies, powerful lawyer women, like really interesting. And one thing that we were discussing about dating, he's like, whoever you're trying to date or you're trying to attract, it's almost the same amount of work regardless. So why don't just be a little bit more selective about how we spend that time? Because I noticed that I was like, I like waitresses. I really respect the blue collar workers. Like I love a waitress, like if, hostess, anybody like that. Like, I don't know that they're serving and they work hard. Nothing wrong with them, but it's like, are they going to be as interesting maybe as someone who has a different type of job or has done different things with the career? Probably is not. Not to knock it, it could still work.
Yeah, I mean, we're just talking on averages.
Yeah, and I think the point ultimately for everyone is like, well, if you're going to spend the time, just be a little more selective about like, because to date someone, like even to attract them takes time, right? Like all the text shit. Like I was watching your video, it's good about like how to text someone. Like, why not be selective about who you're actually going to spend that time texting?
100%.
Because I was giving it away a little bit too easily as I got back into dating.
Yeah, that's how it is, man. Like you come off a time where you're not dating as much, so you sort of compensate for all the time you missed out on. We're getting a lot of ages thrown in here. I'm seeing mostly from 16 to 28. which makes sense to me. My audience is heavily 18, 24, some a little older.
Oh, that's interesting. Are they all like guys like, all right, I want to get out there and want to get dating?
100%. They want to like make money and they want to date more girls for sure. 14, 17, 30. Ooh, okay. Getting up there. I like it. I like it.
Dude, I'm like the grandpa here. I just turned 39 2 days ago.
Oh,
happy youngins. Thank you, brother.
Birthday.
Still alive, still kicking.
You do not look 39 at all, by the way.
Honestly, a lot of it is, I think it's mentality. Like, have you read Tom Brady's book? Or you know Tom Brady?
Dude, I fucking love Tom Brady.
And people, whatever, Tom Brady, they love him, I hate him. A lot of it is just like mentality. And in Tom's book, he's like, I don't get why people say they have to get old. So I'm not a fan of that. And then I don't think people take care of themselves. Not even just physically. Like physically is one, but like if you go in my bathroom, I have a lot of skincare.
You using T. Hanley, bro?
What's that?
You using T. Hanley? What's that?
Oh yeah, boy. No, but dude, I take collagen in the morning. You got to sunblock. If anything, for everyone out there, sunblock every day. So
really,
I think that you're not sunblocking.
Never, no. I need the
afterwards.
I need the absorption.
No,
dude, I have great genetics for sun absorption too. I'm like mixed Black, Hispanic, and Native American. So we have that melanin. We absorb the sun well.
White people don't age well, my man. Let me just tell you that. We do not age well, so I got to protect it. I swear to God, dude.
Yeah.
So like collagen,
right?
lotion. Yeah. Like you are going to age well, so it'll be fine. But for all the white people out there, just put on sunblock. Drink water, put on sunblock.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's funny. What ethnicity would you guess I am? I guess if you didn't know.
I was going to say Hispanic or Persian, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I get most of the time. My audience, I have a lot of Indians in my audience, so they always like, please be Indian, Benjamin, please. They like I
you're one of us.
I did an ethnicity reveal in my last live stream because I would just say, oh, I'm just racially ambiguous, right? Because I'm like that color where you can't really tell. So I when I revealed it, I got a little pushback. They're like, he's Indian, I know it. He's hiding it. He's hiding it.
One of us. I know, someone said I'm blacker than you in the audience. The king said I'm darker than Ben. You also have like your name is you have like a universal name, Benjamin Seda. Like you can go any team.
Yeah, Seda means silk in Spanish.
Oh really? God damn, dude. That's not your real name, is it?
It is.
God wanted you to do well. God.
It's a common name. It's a really common name in Puerto Rico.
Oh, are you from Puerto Rico?
Partially, yeah. It's a really common Puerto Rican
last name. I was supposed to be there today for this call.
Really?
I think this is kind of like dating. I would say. I know a lot of people here are learning to date, but a lot of dating is just like, how do you like figure out what you want, going after it hardcore, and dealing with rejection. I mean, I get rejected all the time in business, which is one thing I've talked a lot about, but also in like dating stuff. Yeah, so we're Puerto Rico on Monday. The shit doesn't work out, and so like for the audience, like my ceiling is flooding right now, but I'm doing the live stream, and I was like, yo, some shit just doesn't work out. It'll be okay. Move on.
Yeah, I was actually gonna go live anyways because I saw a lot of comments in the live chat. I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna roast my fans' Instagram profiles.
we can still do that. I would love to roast some of these. I love roasting.
We could all right, we can get to that in a little bit. I want to talk a little bit more about your business background. Because a lot of the audience, we don't do a lot of business content on our channel just because it doesn't do as well on viewership. I know there's this small portion of our audience that does watch it, about a third. It does about like half as good as our usual content, or about a third as good. So we do it sometimes, but that's a big reason why I wanted to have you on the live stream, because you're infinitely more qualified to talk business and money stuff than I am. And I've actually heard, dude, I've heard about you for a really, really long time. So when I saw you started making YouTube videos, reminder coming up on my thing, I was like, this is so dope. And I started watching your content and stuff. And then when I commented, it had been a few weeks since I had watched it.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think what's
I heard about your coffee challenge from Tim Ferriss.
The coffee challenge is pretty famous. So for anyone out there, to learn about dating, this is for dating, but like I am drinking a Starbucks coffee. It's actually really good. Super cheap. It's like $5, dude. I still love good deals. But you go up to any Starbucks or anytime you buy anything and you just ask for 10% off. And I think honestly, it's really good for dating. It's good for business because you get rejected. They should reject you. They're like, well, why do you want 10% off? You're like, just cause. And then they reject you. And then you're like, huh, that's not so bad. And honestly, to this day, I'm 39. I still do it. And it's not the point is people always like, well, I want the discount. It's not about getting the discount. It's about getting rejected. And so I think more people should put themselves in places where they're getting rejected. And then you're like, huh, that's not so bad. Just like dating, just like business. And the more that you can get actually skilled at that, I don't know, the more that you can go and do freaking anything, man.
I think so too, man. I think the biggest thing I see as a creator for my audience is you definitely get this a lot is they almost treat you like Google, right? They ask you really, really simple questions that are easily Googleable, right? Or it's like, man, like, come on, like you watch the videos, you know, I'm all about taking initiative, figuring it out on your own, like using me as a resource, of course. Ask if you have like a specific question or something that's really like requires context. But I get a ton of questions that are just like, dude, you could have just typed this into Google and or searched my name or search Zeus's name, based Zeus, and then whatever the topic is, because we have like 260 videos. You could have found it if you just looked it up.
I think the problem with dating and like the YouTube stuff is it's easy to be the consumer. Like it's easy for me to watch your videos. Like I watched your video about how to text, but then I'll still text on some dating stuff. Not as much lately. Like I've got more. It's practice. You got to like build a muscle. But it's just like, hey, what are you up to? And they don't reply. So, you know, it is. I think you have to stop consuming and start producing. Like, start going after women, start going after the business stuff out there.
Yeah, it's really easy to just addictively consume and take no action. And then when you start to really think about it, this is something I've thought about a lot since quarantine, right? Because in the beginning, I was just mindlessly consuming for the first month, and I was like, okay, like this is getting out of hand. But a lot of it is that as humans, we are so unequipped to deal with the sheer amount of content and knowledge that is thrown at us every second of every day. So my whole day and all of like my systems revolve around me like not accessing social media or only accessing it with extreme intentionality. Like I don't have the apps on my phone. I don't have Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube on my phone. I only download them like if I'm posting. I access them on Mac on my laptop if I need to. But that's helped me a ton, because otherwise, man, like I get nothing done, and it makes me really non-creative, because then when I'm just consuming and watching other people do stuff, it totally like suppresses what like my own subconscious and my own creativity.
I'm still fascinated that dating is twice as popular as business. It's interesting. And it's also like you talk about suppressing distractions. I guess I was thinking about how, like, let's say you're trying to date someone and then the girl responds to you positively or she responds to you negatively, and then like how much that can really impact your whole day.
Dude, it used to be awful for me. But tell me a little bit how it is for you nowadays, now that you're newly single, and you have generally, from what it sounds like, a pretty badass, kick-ass life, regardless, outside of dating.
My life. Honestly, I think what I've noticed with dating, and just specifically the past few weeks, I was feeling jealous. Like about a month and a half ago, my best friend in the world called me up. He's like, hey, we're pregnant. And I was like, I wasn't really happy. And I felt really bad about it. I felt really guilty. I was like, I can't believe this is my best friend in the world. They're about to have a baby. That's what they really wanted. And I'm not like ecstatic for them. And it kind of made me sit with that like kind of sadness, kind of jealousy, guilt for the next week. And then I was like, oh, it's because I don't feel like I'm having what I want. I don't feel like the airplane thing and the oxygen mask shit. So I just sat with it and I was like, well, what do you not have? I was like, well, I want to be dating more. It's like, all right, well, let's go do that. Do you have all the money you want? Yeah. Do you have like, are you living where you want? Yeah. Do you have like, do you have all the stuff internally? I was like, yeah. And then I was like, huh. And then eventually, like literally a few weeks later, I was like, man, I'm fucking happy for my friend. And so I think that's kind of true for all of us. Like if you're not getting the girls you want, like, all right, what else is going on internally? Take care of that shit. And now honestly, like, I guess I just have optimism that the women will be there. I have optimism the money will be there and these other things, and I have what I already need.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I only had that optimism because I feel like when I first started grinding really hard, with Base Zeus and all the other business stuff I did, I used to run we could talk about tech a little bit. So I actually used to run a venture accelerator for the US Department of Energy at my university. So I managed, they had a fund of 75 grand every year for 3 years. So it's like $250,000 total or whatever it is. And what they would do is they would assign it to a university, and they would ask you to create a venture accelerator curriculum. So what I ended up doing was I worked with the school advisor who did it, and we came up with like a semester-long curriculum for all of the clean tech energy startups in our area, student startups at universities, Columbia, NYU, Rutgers, which is where I went to school. And then we would give away the money to the best startup in like a Shark Tank style. In a Shark Tank style giveaway not a giveaway at the end, like a pitch competition. And then I worked in tech a lot as well. But what I noticed was that before I did all that stuff, when it was just aspirational, and before I started, obviously, the YouTube channel with Zeus, it was from a place of scarcity and a place of fear, feeling that oh my God, I need to be successful, or I need to acquire these skill sets. Otherwise I'm going to be broke forever. I'm not going to be able to make money. But once I was able to achieve a tiny level of success, a level of success where I'm not, where I'm no longer extremely fearful, because even when I was relatively financially free, I was still very, very in fear all of the time, and it actually worked to my detriment, because I worked in fear to get to the small level of success that I wanted. But when I got there, I realized not only did it not really make me happy because I was only pursuing it from an egoic perspective, from a really superficial level, but I also couldn't take it to the next level, so to speak. If I was going to continue pursuing it out of fear, I needed to pursue it from a place of abundance, so to speak. In the same way, like, I know, like, as long as I keep doing what I'm supposed to do, as I keep taking initiative, as I keep being focused on learning and acquiring skill sets, I'd be able to the money and the goals will come.
I think that's like, well, a lot of your audience is all, by the way, the audience, there's a guy talking about Bitcoin. We can talk about Bitcoin, some of the other stuff, but I guess the people out there, you all trying to date? I'm guessing that's a lot of your audience. I'm just curious. Like, is everyone here single? Like all the single fellas? All the single fellas?
100%.
So
100%.
I think when people talk about abundance and scarcity, I always get kind of confused about it, because it's easy to feel abundant when I'm rich. like I'm already rich. Like, you don't hear poor people talking about abundance and scarcity. And I think about that with women sometimes too. It's like, as if I'm dating and the abundance mindset is like, there's so many out there. There's so many amazing women out there, whatever you're looking for. But if it's like, oh, this one is the only one, like, that's going to be hard. And I think with the business stuff, it's similar, where for me, I guess I've always said, how do I not have to make a lot of money? How do I live such a low cost lifestyle? So like right now I live in an 800 square foot apartment or house, excuse me. I do own it, but like my roof is leaking, like, like you just have to live a low cost lifestyle so that you don't have to sweat making a lot of money. And then you could make money doing whatever the hell you want. And that's, I don't know, I think that's how more people should be approaching their business and their life. And that's for me with whatever. Yeah, like for me making money and all this stuff, like same with women, honestly, it's the same thing. It's like, there's more out there. Don't have to, if you kind of get up past the point where you're like, I have to make money or I have to have this woman, frankly, that's when you make all the money. That's when you end up getting the women that you want.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. The scarcity mindset, though, specifically in dating, just from interacting with the fans here, the subscribers and the customers inside of our dating courses, the scarcity mindset is definitely a real thing, though, in the sense that if you don't have confidence in your ability, it usually comes from a lack of strong personality, character values, and knowing what you're looking for, because then you're just like throwing yourself at anything, right? And when you're really desperate, throwing yourself at anything, it's really, really hard.
They sniff it. These women are smarter than us, man. They're so much smarter than us. They can sniff that shit. Like they can they can get in our brains. They do whatever. We're like, oh yeah, I'll do whatever you say, woman.
Yeah.
But, one thing that I'm struggling with, and I'm curious your opinion on, you've helped so many men. I think lately I feel guilty that I'm like, I should go find I'm getting older. I'm like, I should go find a wife. but I'm also enjoying dating. And then I think I feel like, well, what do you really want? And I'm like, I don't really know right now. And I think I'm just trying to be okay with that. So I guess I'm curious, like what you've observed with, your different audience.
Well, I have quite a few friends who are closer to your age group. And
They're called boomers. I'm called a boomer, by the way.
I'll tell you the same thing I tell them. And some of them have realized this and are doing very well. As a man, especially you, Noah, this applies very much to you in your specific situation. As a man, your sexual market value goes up as you age, right? You become more successful. You become richer. You understand yourself, your character, and your values a lot more, and you don't have the same biological clock deadline, so to speak, that a woman has. So men are lucky in that they have a lot more time. In terms of, they have a lot more time to waste or to spend on dating and really finding the correct right partner, because your sexual market value continues to go up. And men don't peak in terms of age until like mid 30, like 35, 32, something like that. So when I see a lot of people rushing, again, it's easy for me to say, oh, don't rush when I'm fucking 23, right? But I think men have a lot more time than they realize they do, specifically as you get older as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was engaged last year, which was wild. I think someone said it to me and it was really strong. They're like, this is the most important decision of your life? Not getting married. No. But think about it. And I was like, wow, that was such a powerful thing. Like, I think people take more time thinking about what to have for dinner than they do about who their partner for life is going to be. They're like, I don't know. They're like, this person's fine. This person's okay. Yeah, let's get married. It's like, and then my friend said, it's like, yeah, this is literally your most important decision. So, being more intentional about that and, waiting until you find the person that is it.
Yeah.
People are talking about so
someone asked,
people are asking how old is Noah? People are like, men are aged like wine, women aged like milk.
Yeah.
I will say it is messed up, man. Like I was on dating, I'm dating and so forth. And I honestly feel a little bad for some of the older women. Cause like I was on a dating app. I was hanging out with a friend who's a woman, and we were kind of hanging out. And I was like, she's like 36, and I was like, that's old. And I was like, that's not even that. It's honestly not that old.
It's not.
But as the women get older, man, like there is a lot more choices. You have a lot more. I guess you do understand yourself. Just the options are better.
Yeah, it's definitely harder, man. And then it goes into the thing of whether as society, like, are we prescribing the right thing to tell everyone, regardless of who they are, to like, really focus on career first? Because for some people, that's not where they get most of their satisfaction. Like I have a friend who's my age, and he went to trade school, and he just recently had a kid. He's like, no, I really want to focus on starting a family right now. Like I have the right person, and I'm ready to lock down. I could never do that. I'm really focused on career right now. But some people's values are definitely different.
I would say both.
I think so too.
Both. I don't know. I mean, like, I do think that everything is connected. So if you're not feeling good about some of your like business stuff, it's going to be really hard to do your dating stuff. And if your health stuff is not good, like the stuff that you're like, I'm not fit, or I'm fat, or I don't like the way I'm looking, and you can change it, like it's going to be hard to impact your business and then your dating things as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. We're getting a lot of
what are people saying?
We're getting a lot of Bitcoin and stonks. I think we'll after this,
Bitcoin,
we'll talk about
just
some.
Buy it. Naveed, buy it. Send me some. Get rich, dude. Let's do this. Let's get rich. I think the problem with that shit is like people are like, oh, buy this new bullshit coin, or like, have you been following this NFT stuff?
I have, yeah.
There's like buying virtual plays. You can buy virtual like images for Ethereum. And then I'm like, am I old and I don't get this shit, or just people stupid? And I'm like, maybe both.
I don't get the NFTs, but I haven't looked into it a lot. I'm really interested in the DeFi stuff happening with Ethereum and the smart contracts. I think that's really interesting lately. But yeah, man, listen, if you're really doing all this research, just fucking buy Bitcoin. Not financial advice, obviously.
No, I'll give them financial advice. I'll just tell them what I do if they want to. You want her? No, because people always talk about this shit, but like, I think the problem with it is people. I think that it's the Robinhood people that are messing it all up. So here, I'll just show my account. What crypto life? I have a lot of crypto, but the problem is that I bought it like, not problem, is that I think that people are doing it thinking that they're going to get rich off it. And the idea is like, if you're doing that, I think you're doing it the wrong way. They're doing gambling, not investing. And the best way everyone should try to invest is start your own fucking business. Copy Benjamin on the YouTube channel. Go start a software company. Come to Appsumo.com, my business. Go work for someone smart. But I think a lot of people are like, I'm going to buy a coin, pray to Christ, and then be rich the next day. And like, this is something that like I put in, I don't know, maybe like 30, 40K 5 years ago. Yeah. And then I invested $500 a month every month.
Yeah, just dollar cost average that shit, man.
Yeah. And then now somehow it's worth over $1 million. Like, that's fucking crazy. But if I wasn't planning on it being worth $1 million, I was just like, I like this. So I think with dating and then with the business stuff, people need to be like, yo, I think there's something interesting. I'm going to go in it. But I think they're kind of doing it like, I'm going to buy fucking GameStop and then hopefully it goes crazy. And I'm like, yo, that's not the way I'd approach it.
It's because it really is gambling. It's not investing. I mean, I do practically zero investing because I keep a very large savings just because, as I'm sure you know, as an entrepreneur, you want to have like 1 to 2 years income saved just in case everything goes to shit, everything burns to zero. You have runway to not have to go get a job to pay your bills or keep food on the table. I'm just like you, man. I have a low cost of living. I don't have a car. My rent is really low. I could pay my rent forever if I did $2,200.
Dude, rent's I mean, I remember my first rent when I moved to Austin. It was $550 a month, and I was like, I can't believe how much that is. Can we talk about your money for a second? You don't have to share your numbers. I'll share. I don't mind sharing mine.
I can talk a little bit about money. If I don't feel comfortable, I'll just say no.
Why don't you take more money and put it back into your channel?
So we are. So one thing is we could invest more into the content, and we're starting to do a little bit different stuff. So a few things. With COVID, our channel really got hit. I think the men's lifestyle niche got hit really poorly. So our viewership and our sub growth took a pretty big dive. But we're still making the same amount of money that we were before. Luckily, it's because we were way better monetized. In the past, we used to really be focused on sponsors, and our courses were sort of like a backseat thing. But now we're basically fully in courses, which I like a lot better because I think it fits way better with the audience. Our products are really fucking good, and our customers love it. And we've been really investing a lot into the courses. And what we're going to start doing is we're going to start running advertisements. We're going to start going into cold traffic ads, so we can expand. So not just the courses won't just be sold and appealing to our own customer base, which is our subscribers, but to a much larger and wider customer base, because we have really, really good digital courses. Our one course specifically, Instagame, which is how to date women using Instagram. The results in it are like no other from any of our other products we've done before. And I think we're gonna be using that product to sort of scale us to go past just our own audience. Because the thing with YouTube, man, is unless you're playing like the viewership and trying to go viral game, it's not really scalable. Anything organic isn't super scalable. All of the big YouTubers who are really crushing it, they figured out how to go beyond their own channel, right? So James Charles, his lip kits and stuff, I mean, he's probably not a great example, but his organic audience is huge. But he also has, distribution in Morphe with his makeup palette. Same thing with Jeffree Star. Kylie Jenner's lip kits, I mean, again, her organic's huge, but it went beyond that.
So, yeah. Oh, sorry, I don't mean it's your show. I'm just curious. So you have the YouTube channel. Do you mind high level breakdown of the revenue of it?
Yeah, we can do a high level breakdown. 90% is course revenue.
Okay, and then which course? I'm looking at your descriptions in the courses. So
we have 3. The Instagame one is our newest one, but our biggest one was the texting course.
Godly texting.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I will say, I was watching some of these videos. This is marketing at the end of the day. It's how are you communicating with people? So you guys, even if you're dating, this is something, honestly, I love business, and it's this is something that I think about, how do I communicate with people in a way that gets them excited? So 90% of your money comes from this godlytexting.com.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to like check, but like the large majority, yeah. It used to be mostly sponsors, and then it was like 60, 70 course, 40 sponsors, but we got rid of the sponsors mostly. We still have a few. I just don't like promoting consumerism, man. Even though I love the products and I use them, like I wear the Vincero watches, I use the skincare. I just don't like promoting consumerism and having to pitch a product like all the time. I'd rather just stick to, you're here for dating, you're here for self-improvement. Why don't I just teach you more dating? And also, like, I run the business, right? Like, it's my customer support people. I made the product. So I know everything that's going on. So I can control, the whole flow of things. I mean, granted, all the sponsors I work with, I make sure that, you're not, the companies are good and I use them. But I just have way more control over it. And, we get to also keep the leads, which is important to us. So we keep all of the emails. So we don't just have all of our audience on YouTube. So if our YouTube channel went to shit, we have like 150,000 emails.
And they come from the Godly Texting sign up?
Yeah, they come from our funnel.
I guess one thing I'd be curious is, like, where else could you invest in your business? So a lot of people, like the guy who's talking about Bitcoin or stocks, I think at the end of the day, it's like, well, what's my opportunity cost of this? It's kind of like dating as well. It's like, what's my opportunity cost of this time?
Yeah.
Like, if I could put time into this woman or this girl, depending if you're looking for a girl or a woman, or in like the business stuff, like, I'd be curious where you could take more of your money and put it back. So like our goal at Appsumo is to make $0 in profit.
Mm-hmm.
So like we actually, like last year, even though we generated, I think top line, we did around 43 million. Our profit for the business was $200,000. And so, yeah, people,
for those of you who don't know, obviously everyone takes a salary. It's not that the business isn't making money.
Okay, yes, we do get salaries.
Everyone takes salaries and
distributions. But I think my point there is that, like, I don't think people are trying to figure out how to, like, the Amazon.com approach, biggest company in the world, take all your money and then keep putting it back into the thing that's already working. So I guess I'd be curious for you, where else could you double down in your own business? Like more people, more software. I don't know if it's courses. I don't know what it would be.
So for us, it's definitely we're just going to be using all of our organic money. We probably won't be very profitable for these next few months, just because we're going to be investing all of the organic money and using that as ad spend. Because the way we think about it is right now, I mean, there's other channels that like kind of cover dating advice, but they're more like like Alpha M or Jose, like Teaching Men's Fashion. I don't know if you know him, but Alpha M and those guys, they do like overall lifestyle and, stock, and they cover dating a little bit, but my channel is like really focused on dating. It's not really much else. I mean, we do a little bit of confidence stuff, but it's really if we're talking about dating focused channels, we're probably the biggest right now, which means we're doing something right. And we know we can communicate well to an audience, and we know we can teach an audience well. And if our courses are already doing really, really well, like our refund rates are super low, our success rates are high, and the results we get and the customer satisfaction is huge. It's like, why not? And I'm also really good at marketing and building funnels out. Why not, scale this to cold traffic if we know it's already working? So that's sort of how we're thinking about that. Also, if we can scale to cold traffic, we won't have to pitch as much on our own organic channels either. So we can focus more on viral growth and making videos that are really just focused on blowing up. I mean, we kind of do that now, but if we want to be able to be a lot more experimental with the videos.
What how much is the course, like the Godly Texting? You guys, and I didn't see
97. No, I can totally say, yeah. The course is 90. Yeah, with the course stuff, man, like it's not like we're very transparent with how everything works. The program is $97. All of our programs are $97. We have like a second tier that's like $47, and then like a payment plan. But the Instagame course, which is our newest one, we're bumping that price up significantly. The price has been $97 for a while, but it's like 9 hours of content, a Facebook group, and the results on it and the offer is just like too crazy. Like 97 is literally giving.
Can you give me away? Okay, so I feel like my Instagram text game is strong, but maybe you could critique me or give me some suggestions.
Yeah, we can talk about Instagame, dude. You're verified. You could fucking crush it. I'll send
so what
you,
do I don't even hear.
I'll send you an Instagame login.
No, but like, let's just go over it live.
Let's go right now. Yes.
All right, can we? So I have my Instagram open.
Can I screen share really fast? I can pull it up.
Yeah, dude, I'd love for you to teach me.
Yeah. Dude, like you could fucking crush it on Instagram.
All I do is message guys back that message me on Instagram. Like if a dude's, I just like, what's up, man? That's how. So it's at Noah Kagan. If anyone wants to say what's up to me on Instagram, but yeah, I'd love to see like maybe like a sneak peek or like some coaching to improve my Instagram messaging.
Yeah. So let me see if I can share screen.
By the way, for everyone who came in late, I'm gonna buy an iPad for one of you guys. Just subscribe to Jesus. Check out my channel.
And subscribe to Noah.
Below.
Let's see. Share screen. Am I sharing my screen right now? Chrome tab.
I don't think it is.
Let's share this. Yep. Okay. Let's see.
Dude, hell yeah.
All right. So we are on Noah Kagan's Instagram, roasting fans Instagram or roasting friends Instagram profiles.
Yes. Are you gonna roast me, dude? Hell yes.
So first and foremost, the profile picture is the most important thing because when you DM a girl or when a girl sees you pop up liking her photos, this is the first thing she sees. So this is actually a good picture.
You guys take notes. All right.
This is actually a really good picture of you because because I mean, you're like a really out there, outgoing, extroverted, like fun-loving guy. From what I can tell from your videos and from our chat here so far. So I think this encapsulates you well. It's also like really big emotion. You use like the thumbnail approach. So it's like really almost clickbaity, right? It's like, oh, I want to click on this guy's face. So that's good. Now, one thing I will say is since you're using your Instagram for business, it makes it a little bit difficult to.
I don't even like looking at it that much sometimes. I see it and I'm like, kind of like, it's all this like markety shit.
Yeah. So
roasted, dude. What should we do?
So you should follow what's known as the APP method. So we go over this in depth inside of Instagram, but the APP method means you basically want 3 types of photos. You want activities, portraits, and personality photos. So an activity photo would be something like this. We could definitely frame this photo a little bit better. We can definitely edit it a little bit better using some filters and stuff like that, and some slick editing. But this is a good example of an activity photo. So you're on the phone, you're on a bike, you're on a Mac, and this also is touching the realm of personality a little bit because who else is going to be fucking riding a bike and have his Mac, his iPad and be on the phone, making this money? No one, only except for Noah. So this is like an activity / personality photo. Let's see. So this would be considered like a portrait, right? Just a great photo of you, like either full body or 3/4, half body, shows off what you look like. It needs to be really clear to the woman what you look like because there's going to be built-in familiarity with knowing how you look like, and she's going to start building up an idea of what you look like when you guys talk over Instagram. So if she doesn't have a clear, the issue with having this is that I have to scroll really far to see what you look like.
Oh, interesting. All right.
And it's like, it's sort of like watch time and retention. Is a girl going to spend this much time going to this far down? In your case, yes, because you're verified, and there's more value established. So you can get away with a lot more stuff like this.
This is feedback. This is good. And so this is the portrait one, or is this personality?
This would be personality.
Okay.
Some of them blend into each other. Yeah, you have this, and then you're talking about your captions are good, man. With captions, you either want to do something witty that shows personality and sort of gives a girl an inside look of who you are and what's going on in your brain, or you want to do something like vulnerable or emotional or something important to you, just so she gets a better idea about you. The thing with Instagram, man, is you need to build insane familiarity because on a dating app, you can't build familiarity at all. There's so much competition, and on Instagram, it's a fraction of the competition because most guys aren't competing with her at all. So overall, yeah, I mean, you have some good photos in here. I think if you just put more in, it would be better. Some of the
marketing, put more of like my person. So should I leave some of the marketing ones, but have more of like I like your acronym: activities, personality, and then portrait.
Yeah, your marketing ones don't have great engagement either. All people want to see you, man.
Oh, really? I honestly, I'm so focused on just YouTube that I almost don't do any Instagram.
Listen, dude. I would do the same thing if I were you. This is just like, if you let's say you really wanted to use Instagram for dating, you would hire a photographer, spend like 30 minutes, bring like 3 outfits, take a bunch of photos, and then have the photographer edit and do them. And then you just post them. You get like 2 or 3 rows and the 2 or 3, and you're set for good. You're good.
Oh, really? I did have a professional photographer hired for like dating photos. I had a guy I work with take all these photos for me.
Oh, dude. Yeah. You should definitely throw those on Instagram because when you message a girl on a dating app, I'm going to stop the screen share here. When you message a girl on a dating app, are you Let's go back to here. When you message a girl on a dating app, are you exchanging phone numbers, WhatsApp? Like, are you exchanging Instagrams to DM? Like, how are you doing that?
So I'll tell you my general approach is lately I've been trying to I slower game it. I don't know. Like, I don't try to like, I've tried both. Like, I had friends who were like, just get to the phone number fast as possible. And I think I'll do that with people I'm not as interested in. I think ones that I'm like more interested in. I like what you said in one of your videos. It was just like, don't say if it's not worthy. So I try to be like, hey, here's something interesting. Here's a photo of something interesting. And then I'll generally try to move it to like, one thing that I've been doing that's actually been working really well. And it's fun, not just like how to get a girl, but it's fun to interact with people. I'll get to the phone number and I'll say, hey, I want to send you a voice message. So I've been doing a lot of audio messages lately, and it's just been because then no one else is doing that.
Dude,
so generally it's like
excellent. It's excellent.
All right, but so yeah, so Instagram, get a phone number. I'll be like, hey, text me if it's easier. And then from there, I'll just kind of do audio messages. It's kind of different. It's a different kind of experience.
Audio messaging is excellent. It's the best thing you could be doing. Are you having success on the dating apps and with what you're currently doing? Like, how would you rate your success on a scale from 1 to 10?
Interesting. I would say offline, I have a strong advantage. Like, I'll go and talk to people. Like yesterday, or 2 days ago, I was at a restaurant. The girl was next to me. I was like, hey, what's your Instagram? I would say my online dating app is like 50-50. I'd probably say I'm like a C average. I don't think I'm above average on it. Yeah,
that's the most common feedback we get from guys is that they don't know how to get consistency out of their dating apps, which is the big reason why we use Instagram. So sort of the funnel that I use is I try to get them off the dating app as fast as possible, because trying to message a girl on a dating app is trying to get her attention at a circus. I don't know if you know this, but the sheer we've made accounts with a girl profile just to get data on what it's like from the female perspective.
How crazy is that? How crazy is it?
It's 10 times crazier than you could imagine. Like, if a girl just turns on her profile and is put in any New York, LA, even in a small town, she'll have hundreds of likes, hundreds by the end of the day, within 24 hours. And then
I'm not surprised. It's like, it's just funny because on the other side, we're like, one person liked me. Like, I can't believe it.
Yeah. And then, but if you were to just go through and swipe on all of them and match the messages, it's not even like, you can't even go through it. Like, I'm sure you get imagine going through like your YouTube comments or something like that. Even more so, right? Because they have incentive because they're trying to hook up with you. So what I do is I try and get them off the dating app within 2 or 3 messages, like as fast as possible. Like, hey, I don't have, notifications on here. Or, hey, I don't, it's easier to talk on Instagram. Let's go there. You can send voice notes on Instagram, but also what you're doing is like the Tinder and the dating app is like the ad. Instagram is like the landing page. So the landing page, they can click around, they can learn more about you. They have all these photos.
So it's interesting. So on a dating app, you'll say, hey, let's talk on Instagram, not talk on
text. Yeah, I'll say like, what's your IG? Yes, because girls feel less.
That's interesting.
They feel more comfortable exchanging Instagrams. And dude, if you're verified, man, like, oh my god, bro.
I know. I'm not. That's why I'm talking to the base juice channel, dudes. So one thing that I will say is interesting is I've tried to have more like a transition or a reason for them to move to somewhere else, to change mediums.
Yeah, you don't have notifications, or it's easier to chat there because I
want to send them something.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, you don't have notifications, or you don't want to talk there. Any excuse, it doesn't matter. But like, I hate talking on this app because man, like she's getting bombarded, and the chances that like even if she matches with like 3 or 4 people, like they're certainly going to message her. So you're just going to get pushed further down. So there's a lot of competition. And when she goes on Tinder or whatever, she's not in the same frame of mind as when she goes on Instagram, where she's more engaged. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how I would go for it. And then when after you're on Instagram, then you can go for a FaceTime or a phone call after a few messages, or you can send voice notes and then you go for a FaceTime or phone call. That's what I do anyways, to filter, like you said, to make sure you're a good fit. Like, hey, let's chat for 10 minutes, make sure we don't hate each other.
How much of your dating is not through a dating app?
0.
Really?
Yeah. And like, I don't want to like toot my own horn, or like, I'm not trying to like plug into the game or anything, but literally just using what I explained to you, which is a really high level, and then the micro level stuff in the program. I hadn't done any dating in a couple months, like 2 months, because I've been working on the product. I've been working on the videos and stuff like that. Been really business focused. I needed a video. The clients were like, hey, can you tell us how to transition from dating app to Instagram really easy? I went on it. I'm like, okay, I went on Tinder. Within like 8 hours, I had set up I had done a few messages. I had exchanged Instagrams. I followed the girls on Instagram, but I didn't get around to messaging them. And 2 out of the 3 had messaged me first because of how compelling the Instagram profile was, just because it was so dialed in.
Hunt. Well, I don't know if your profile is public, the one that your personal one. So
yeah,
you're saying like
I can show it.
Yeah, if you could show it and then maybe talk about some things we should do. And then what are some of the messages or things that you think communication wise that make it more appealing that people want to talk to you?
Yeah, I'll go through it now.
You're talking about the profile. So I think I can go dial in my profile a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely can. I want to check the chat really fast, really quick. Just see. I don't want us to be absentee fathers. I find that girls look better with clothes on. Appearance is the most important thing. Where is Zeus? I've had enough of his manager filling in. Zeus is a god, man. He's busy. He's at the Playboy Mansion right now, intergalactic orgies. All right, I'm gonna go to my Instagram now, and I will share my screen, and I can sort of go over some of the stuff that works well. Share screen. Okay. Chrome tab. All right, let's do it. Okay. Can you still see me, by the way? Does it show like all 3?
Yeah.
Or does it show my screen? Okay.
Yeah, it shows all 3.
Okay. So usually with bios are huge because bios show they show off the like who you are. It's like a snapshot. It's like the first thing she sees, right? It's like your headline on a landing page or your headline in an ad. So this is usually really important. Now, mine is really, really simple because it would be almost try hard for me to put too much on it because this line, honestly, huge demonstration of value, right?
Right here. You're big dicking it so hard right there. Okay, Can I ask a question? Do you mind if I ask a question?
Yeah.
I felt a little strange that you had so many photos of just yourself.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was like only model shots. And I don't know. I was just like, I guess I was expecting other like activities or you're like on a car or like, I don't know. Like, I guess, how do you think about that?
Yeah. So my audience from Zeus coming over, if they're looking at my stuff, it's usually because they want fashion. They're looking for outfit inspiration or fashion stuff, which is funny because I only get dressed like once or twice a month because I don't do anything anymore because of COVID, everything's closed. But yeah, so that's why it's mostly like that. But you'll see is where the magic happens is in the captions. So let me show you this. So this one we have when the sound of your 2 girlfriends arguing is so loud you can't even think, and then a little sad emoji. And then because I'm like looking off to the distance, a little serious, and then we have Drake here from the Take Care album, when he's soft and in his feelings. This one crushed it. We have some others here that we can scroll down and look at. Let's see what I look like. What's this one about? Time travel to the 70s to marry your mom, and now I'm your dad. Because I'm in this funky outfit, this whole little photo shoot thing going on.
It's funny. I didn't even look at the captions.
Yeah, the captions are huge, but also if a girl doesn't look at the captions, that's why you need a lot of photos of yourself. The thing is, man, like you want more photos of yourself than you think because a girl needs to have a really clear idea of what you look like if she's going to feel comfortable like meeting up with you and if she's going to like start building an idea and an image of who you are in her head. So you need more photos of yourself than you think. That's one of the biggest pieces of feedback I give to my clients is that they show me their profile picture. I'm like, man, you have like 3 or 4 photos. Like this isn't enough, You set the stories up here as well. So like stories of you traveling and doing stuff that show it off really well. If you're I didn't mean to click that. If you don't have a huge like thing to pop in there, then you would usually, we don't need to watch Zeus. Then you would usually want to have like stuff in there, like, your profession or your hobbies or something witty that shows off personality.
But what if the guys, okay, this is going to sound fucked up, but like, what if the guys aren't really, like, you're a good looking dude. Like, what if the guys, everyone can be fit. Like, that's not exclusive. Mm-hmm. But should they show like different activities? Like, how can they be more appealing if they don't have like maybe some of the physical?
100%. Yeah. Man, the followers and the looks don't matter for getting success. Because so few guys have their Instagram dialed in, that when you do have it, it's so much more compelling. What you're doing is you're increasing your conversion rate, right? So if a girl goes from your dating app to your Instagram, for the average guy, you convert like 10% of the time if you're lucky. But you're just like, increasing that conversion rate by several orders of magnitude. So that's what makes it so impactful, because you're really just like, it's not even so much that you're getting more leads, but you're converting at a much higher rate. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. So when people
here,
get there, like you actually put more effort into it.
Yeah, like this sucks because there's no activities because of COVID. And I'm just posting old pictures, but I had a lot more activities in the past. So me, tennis court, everybody trying to get bread. I want the whole loaf, just like a little funny thing. More activities of just like,
that's so funny though, because I guess
driving, surfing.
Is your profile a lot for dating? Because like, I guess that my profile is, I guess I don't really have an intent for my profile, and I don't just post. I generally don't post a lot of pictures.
My intent for my profile is definitely business first. So the benefit though is that since my audience is coming to me for like fashion and outfit inspiration and stuff like that, I can just end up like, if I just take a bunch of pictures of myself that are like outfit inspiration, then it ends up being just fine for dating, because then the girl just gets like a great look at what I look like, and it builds tons of familiarity, because the familiarity is really the big barrier with women, right? In terms of meeting up with you and going on a date. Like guys, they say it's all the 4 6s like we talked about, right? But it's really more than that. It's not just value. Like, are you interesting? Are you successful? Like those things matter obviously a little bit, right? But trust and comfort are huge. They're equally as important as value, if not more. Because if a girl doesn't feel trust and comfortable with you, then she's not gonna feel comfortable enough to go on a date with you or to further the relationship romantically.
All right.
I don't know if that's been your experience or if you have a lot with that, because something is that if your profile's really like I know guys with lots of followers who are like famous YouTubers, that's their biggest sticking point, is that the value is almost like too much. It's like unrelatable, then it makes the girl uncomfortable.
Oh, that they're unrelatable, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't had that problem. I haven't had that problem, but we could. I think some people are asking about business stuff too. So I don't know.
Yeah, let's do it.
Go over. I do have to jump it around 12.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
do
business stuff.
I will. I'll text you. By the way, I'll text you afterwards. I'll send you. We'll update my profile on Instagram.
Yeah, let's do it. When will you talk? Let's do biz right now. Tell us a little bit about how you got started. I think they're probably really interested in that, and I'm really interested in figuring out how you got started.
Well, I'll just talk about my current business. It's called Appsumo.com.
Yeah, let's do that.
So Appsumo.com, I think everybody who's starting a business out there, whether it's, I think content creator of what you're doing, man, honestly is the next big business. So I think if anyone's at home, if anyone has a shitty ass job, like if anyone like hates their boss, like YouTube is literally the #1 job creator for the next 10 years. Like from this year until 2030, we're in 2021 now still, whatever year you're watching this, next 10 years, I would say YouTube is going to be the biggest job creators. And you don't have to be the star like Benjamin or like myself on my channel. You can go support those people. So we have a team on my channel. There's about 5 of us that are behind the scenes, and they want to be behind the scenes. And so my main company, I would say, so that's my suggestion for everyone out there. My main company is Appsumo.com, and I started it with no money in a weekend in a basement when I was living in San Francisco. And now it's a 8-figure company. It's going to do around somewhere between $55 and $70 million top line this year. We help entrepreneurs sell software at good deals. So how we got started was really basic. It didn't cost any money. I basically went out to Imgur. You're a Redditor at all? Use Reddit?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Imgur, yeah.
Yeah, so Imgur, where they used to have a pro version. So I didn't know him at all. And I just contacted him. I said, hey, can I sell your software at a discount? And can I sell it for $7? And so I went on Reddit and then posted like, hey, I'm selling this. I got ads. I got some free ads actually from Reddit. And I ended up selling about 200 of them. I sold it for $10 and I made a few bucks. And I was like, I can do deals on software. There's like some opportunity here. So I think the point for everyone who's out there wanting to start any business, it's like, how do I start it in a weekend? So I call it $1 Million Weekend. How do I get 3 customers? And generally it's like, how do I make like $100? And I think a lot of people get so consumed with like, oh man, how do I like spend all this money? How do I get a website? How do I do an LLC? And I'm like, that's the wrong way to approach it. So that's kind of how I did that. I think with the YouTube game, I call it the law of 100. I think I mentioned it to you, or someone in the audience talked about it, which is if you're doing YouTube or you're doing pretty much almost any business, just commit to 100 days or commit to 100 videos or just commit to 100. As I've even seen on my own YouTube channel, we just hit 100 videos after a year. And only now we're starting to see some success. The shit, and that, that shit's, I knew it was gonna, I had a feeling it was gonna work, but yeah, shit was tough when it's like not hitting all right away. So I would say the content creation businesses commit to the law of 100.
And you're also making, might I add, really high quality stuff. Like your titles and your thumbnails are good. Like the content itself is good. It's not like overly long or anything. I really do think you're making content that is undervalued right now, but that's how it is when you're a content creator in the start. It's undervalued for a while.
Dude, it does feel like, because I feel like a lot of people are like, I'll see you at 1 million. I'll see you at 1 million. I think for me, like a lot of people are like, wow, do you know how much we spend a year now on this, on my channel?
How much?
How much do you think we spend?
Well, are we talking salary of like everyone who's on it? Because are they doing it full time?
Video, yeah, full time. This is everything in.
Maybe like 7 figures.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll pull up the budget. Let me see if can I share screen. Oh yeah, I can share screen. But anyways, here's our budget for the YouTube channel. I can't show. I don't want to show their salaries, but like, can you? Does that come up?
I can add it to the stream, but I don't know if you're comfortable sharing all of it. If you want to just like,
yeah, dude, I'll share it just to give people an example. So yeah, this year we're gonna lose $800,000. So this is our budget for the channel. We're going to lose around 800,000. The whole team, video editors, thumbnail designers, ad spend, all this stuff, giveaways about 1.1 million. The bottom.
Oh, because you guys do giveaways and everything too.
Well, we're giving an iPad Year people. We gave away a company. That's why I actually have to jump off. We gave away a company recently. But I think the point is that like I literally started in my guest room on my phone. And then now that as the channel is growing, and luckily we have Appsumo.com, it's like, and that's what I was trying to ask you with your channel. It's like, how do you invest more into your business? So I'm like, for me, I'm investing $1 million into our YouTube channel so that in a few years we can then make even, way more money than that.
Yeah. What is the, I stopped the share just now.
Yeah.
What is the incentive for making this YouTube channel, and how does it align with Appsumo?
Dude, great question. Thank you for asking, Benjamin.
I'm actually really interested.
Yeah. So Appsumo makes all this money. Marketplace for software. So if anyone's creating courses, like even, I don't know if dating would do well on our site, but like anything with business courses, business courses, software, books, course software, go to Appsumo.com and you can sell it. I think I just always like sharing. I just personally, I'm a promoter. I call myself like an evangelist. Like I love promoting cool stuff. Like I think your channel is great. Like I love promoting the people we get to promote. So like, I think I've always, and I don't know, I think this is a common thing for a lot of, I don't know if it's just men, but I think I felt scared, or like, I can't believe that would be my full-time thing doing that. I felt like I should be making software. And that's what I've always been. I've been in the tech world my whole career. Yeah. But I've also been like, I love promoting stuff. Like, what if I just accepted myself that I like this shit and just fucking go for it? From a straight business case, I think I was hesitant because I was like, well, you don't see Jeff Bezos doing a YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Right. I was like, I don't see Jeff Bezos on YouTube. You don't see Zuckerberg on YouTube. But then my friend said to me one day, he's like, well, you're not them. And not as an insult. He wasn't like, you're not Jeff Bezos because you're not fucking Jeff Bezos. He's like, you're Noah Kagan. You're Benjamin Seda. This is Alex Pye. Or Pal. My company's called Appsumo.com. Oh, thanks, man. And I realized that if I can build my brand, which I always think is weird to say Noah Kagan as a brand, because it's just Noah Kagan. It's just Benjamin, and you're Bezos, dude. So building my brand, if I can get to literally the level of Gary Vee, these levels of Tony Robbins, of Tim Ferriss, you get to that level, that will put so much light on Appsumo that it'll take it to the next level. And so I think YouTube is probably the best way I've ever seen of building an audience at almost no cost. You don't have to spend the amount of money we are. That's an advantage I have because I have the company. But if I can, I'm going to put out a book in a year called $1 Million Weekend. As we build out the channel to 1 million subscribers, as we help a lot more people, then all that light will get on Appsumo, and I think the company will go from a 8-figure business to a 9-figure business.
Got it.
It's like think about Elon Musk. I mean, how much has Elon Musk alone made Tesla stock more valuable?
It's huge, man. I actually have a newsletter that I send out. It's on my personal stuff, and I just included that in it, like talking about how his his involvement as CEO of Tesla and his brand name recognition, his celebrity status has propelled it and been directly responsible for the stock price exploding over the past year.
I mean, we've done a lot of analysis on this, but two people that are really interesting. One is Ryan Sirhant. Have you seen Ryan Sirhant on YouTube?
I saw his stuff when he started. Yep. He
just started 3 years ago, dude. And now Ryan Sirhant, I mean, he's selling billions of dollars of real estate a year because of his YouTube channel. Yeah. And so it's not just because of him, it's available for anyone. So if you're doing like real estate, if you're doing law, if you're a designer, if you're a computer programmer, tech lead, if you're Legal Eagle on YouTube, if you're like, I'm trying to be the business YouTube whisperer that will eventually help, Appsumo.com as a marketplace for entrepreneurs. So that's kind of where I'm doubling down on the channel. I think Mr. Beast is doing it on like a entertainment comedy show. And I'm trying to do it more from like a Shark Tank, the business angle.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, man. I love how you said that it doesn't start, you invest more as it does well, right? And you don't need a lot of money to start a business. I mean, because now we spend we probably spend 10% of what you spend per year. We're definitely spending over $100,000 per year easily to run the business, just to produce the content and manage everything. So it does not get cheap the more you invest into it and try to take things to the next level.
I think the question I would want for you too, though, is like, how could you spend $1 million a year? You could also argue I'm a dumbass and I'm overpaying everyone, which I don't think I am. I think we have a great team, but I would wonder for yourself to reflect on like, how do I 10x my business? It doesn't always have to be 10x spending, but I would be curious, like, could I be spending more on ads? Could I be spending more on my email? Could I be spending more? Like, you do one video a week. Could you be hiring people to make more videos?
Yeah, man, I will say this. If there's anything I've learned about how-to content, I think a lot of people have it wrong. I don't think posting every single day or I think posting more than 2 times a week is actually detrimental, because you notice how-to channels have some of the lowest engagement on YouTube. And I think it's because of viewer fatigue. Because if you're coming, you get what you need, and then you kind of bounce.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean? Like how much, I mean, you and I were nerds, right? Like we love to learn. But even for myself, there's a cap on how much I want to learn or how many videos on like how to do a certain thing I can watch.
100%.
And it's not that there's a finite amount, but a lot of the interesting topics there's like a sphere of interest, like really core topics, like how to get a girlfriend, how to break up with her, how to approach, how to text. But then like it gets smaller and smaller, right? And then you have to like go a little tangential. So I think viewer fatigue is huge. And I mean, our viewership is lower than what it used to be, but as a proportion of a lot of the other how-to channels, our viewership proportion is still higher. Like as a proportion of our subscribers to viewers, it's still higher. And I do think it's the fact that it's animated and it takes more time to develop. And the fact that we're not just trying to shit out content definitely helps. And you'll see that's the reason they put out so much content is because a lot of them are following the sponsorship model.
Yeah.
So and you're getting, the reason I don't like the sponsorship model is you're getting paid a fixed cost. There's not a lot of equity. You're not really building an asset, because once the video is done, you don't get paid for it. I mean, unless you have AdSense, but AdSense is chump change really. That's why I like the courses, because it's automated. If we didn't post a video, like for a month, we'd be fine because all the links are still there. It's earning in perpetuity. And I like things to be a little more automated.
I hear you, man. I think with a lot of the business stuff, people out there, they're like, how do I get started? How do I get going? It's more what's also working that you can do a lot more of. Like it took me 100 videos to finally find literally 2 videos out of 100, 2 work for our channel in terms of getting us new audiences. One is like business ideas, and the other one is like how it's actually this one stopped working, or I think our formula stopped working, but it's how did this person get rich? But we've noticed that that doesn't actually work as much unless it's something surprising. So like, how is Mr. Beast rich worked really well, but how Mark Cuban is rich, people are like, we already know Mark Cuban's rich. So it's been kind of interesting to figure out, like, there has to, I think Graham Stefan has done an amazing job on the business angle, where it's like, it's got to be a little bit of a surprise. Like, there's got to be something like, okay, well, why do I have to watch this right now?
I agree. Yeah, no, I think the surprise factor, the novelty of it is important, because that's what they're clicking for. They're not going to click if they think they already get it, or they think they already know it. They're never going to click it.
Yeah.
Let's check the chat really quick. Let's see. Why does Zeus cover his voice? Zeus is a god, man. That's just his voice, man. You know, that's funny. That's a big reason why Zeus and I, when we did it, we went animated. Because, well, one, it was a way of sort of changing how the content was. A lot to your point earlier. A lot of the guys who were giving dating advice, who were only giving it like 10. It's either pickup weirdos who are like saying like really weird, like borderline manipulative stuff and making like 40-minute long lecture monologue type things, or it was like Alpha M and Teaching Men's Fashion who dabble in dating advice, but they were really more on like showing you how to like dress better so you can get more girls. It wasn't really like I don't feel like they go into as much as the nitty gritty detail as we do, because we're dating focused. They're more like style and lifestyle focused. So I felt like there was no one really hitting dating in a way that was calibrated and suited for the average person who wasn't like a super hardcore pickup nerd. And then we went animated because a lot of the people doing it were good looking, and we wanted people. We were really confident in the fact that our stuff worked, and we wanted people to judge it on the quality of the content and what was being said rather than who was saying it.
Let me ask, how do you not get bored with it? So for everyone out there that like wants to be a content creator or wants to run their own company, one of the challenges in companies is success. And then once you start making all these videos where you're like, here's how to text another woman to get her to reply, and I'm going to tell you again, like, I guess, how do you know, what for you keeps you kind of motivated on this journey?
Well,
no, I think motivated, but it's like, how do you keep it fresh for yourself? I think that's the question I want to know.
Well, I think the important thing is that I really don't make videos I don't want to make. And Zeus and I don't make videos we don't want to make, just because when we were like, if we put out the same type of content, one, it's not good. It goes back to viewer fatigue. We lose about 9,000 subscribers per month. And that's common for those how-to and style channels. We still gain, we're still net positive, but yeah, like I've talked to Alex Costa, who makes videos very similar to Alpha M and like us. But I lose like 9,000, 8,000 subscribers per month. And a lot of guys in my space, it's really common because I believe it's because of the how-to viewer fatigue and somewhat repetitive content. So we try to make the content is framed differently now. We make videos that are a little more fun. They're not as how-to-y. We're trying to be a little more entertainment. I think that's what our next big play is going to be for 2021, is how can we be a little more entertainment focused and do more comedy stuff. Like we did a video like reading funny Pornhub comments, because it caters well with like Zeus and the animations and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely tough, man. I really try to only write stuff I'm excited about, and we try to only make videos that we're excited about and we actually want to watch, and we try not to repeat ourselves too many times. And we're lucky we're not posting 4 times a week, 5 times a week, and getting off the sponsorship model. I think it's a drug, man. The sponsorship model is a drug. Unless you're using that revenue to like go and build something else, which is what we did to build the course. I think it's really, really hard to keep it going. And I think that incentives aren't well aligned with the audience.
Yeah, I think like the making videos that I'm excited to, I've noticed the videos that I learned something in myself, like I'm learning something, like I find those really enjoyable because I'm like, oh, if I'm learning and it's fun for me, like it's going to be fun for the audience.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I mean, I know you have to go in a second.
I do.
You're really a viewer first, right? Like you're making videos like your younger self would want to watch, or you at a different point in your career or your life would want to watch.
I think it's important to watch videos all the time. Like, do you and Zeus watch? I watch my videos all the time, which people are like, I can't believe you watch your videos. I'm like, honestly, the ones I don't watch, like we put out a video, I'm like, I didn't really watch that. It's like, well, how do I expect anyone else to watch it? I think it's probably the same with dating stuff. It's like, if you're not liking the version you are, how the fuck you expect some chick to like magically like it, or some guy to magically like it? So I think it's a strong point. Watch your own videos, look at the mirror more often.
I laugh my ass off at the Zeus videos and the other videos. I just laugh my ass off at all of my own content. Dude.
Yeah,
It's great. I love it. Guys, Noah is going to be giving away an iPad. Make sure you subscribe to him. This video is going to stay up on the channel. I'm not taking it down. We're not fucking leaving. Like Jordan Belfort.
No, you just subscribe to your channel, my channel. Leave a comment about something interesting from the Instagame or Godly Texting, or what you've learned from Benjamin and Base Zeus.
Yeah, Noah, this was a ton of fun, man. We should let's do it again. Let's do it again at some point.
Yeah, I want you to come on and do more of the like roasting of Instagram's people's stuff.
We did
from
a
like
few roasting videos. We've done a few. We have another in the works. But they take a while to make because you have to like get the content from the viewer and then you have to like make it funny and like, you know.
Yeah, the production is high. People are asking, leave a comment after the stream ends in the comment below. There'll be a comment box on the bottom.
Oh yeah, leave a comment on your stream.
And then we'll post on your community tab. We'll make sure we'll take care of all the money and everything, but your community tab, so your people might have a chance to win.
Yes, sir.
Brother, thank you for having me on. I'll text you so we can look at my Instagram photos.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
appreciate your genius, dude.
We'll connect afterwards.
All right, boss.
Cool, guys. Thank you guys so much. It's been great.